in that top bar? Just
no, I'm going to put it in it, put the bees in it, but you can't see in it.
You can't see in it. So that's all. Did somebody locally make that? Did you make that?
What they'll do is they'll draw out one end and have the other end will be brood. One end will be brood, the other end will be honey, in theory.
In theory, yeah. Ours doesn't do that. And is the theory correct? Or?
Yes, the theory is correct. One of the first things you want to do with any of this stuff is wet the bees down. Especially if you're doing this during daylight hours or broad daylight like this. You want to keep the bees from flying too much.
Sugar water or just plain water?
Sugar water. Water will work.
Okay.
Then you got to get the queen out. The can comes out first. It's always the hardest part of doing this, is getting the can out. So what you want to do is you want to get the bees away from the can, because if you don't get the bees away from the can, I feel like I've done this so many times. If you don't get the bees away from the can, you're going to roll the bees and they come out with the can. So you get them away from the can, now the can comes out. And then, when you got that out, you're going to wet the bees down again, keep them from flying again. And now you got to get the queen out. And Sheila's working on me some fondant to put in the queen cage. It has a cork in the end. California queen cages are unique to California. I have a pocket knife.
Stink to get out. Keys?
Yeah, one for you in a second.
I got an X-Acto knife. That doesn't work.
That might work. Yeah, Bill. Finger over the hole. I'm allergic to Bill, I think.
Good.
What do I need with 100 corks? Or
Marshmallow.
Eat them yourself.
You can eat
I got one hand.
Oh.
Put marshmallows in there. Now with this type of setup, you have to be innovative. I'm going to try to slide the plastic or the metal up in between there, and I don't think it's going to work. Let me have your screwdriver. You had a screwdriver, right? Phillips on that?
Yep.
Maybe I can loosen that up a little bit.
This is a cool little...
By the time these hands are finished with it, it's going to be somewhat gummy.
Oh, I'm not worried about candles.
I always put them in the bottom.
In the bottom. Okay.
There's no reason you should ask. The reason is bees, queens and bees in general like to work up. That's why they start the winter in the bottom and work up during the course of the winter. And so putting bees in a bottom box is always best, because that gives the queen the ability to start in the very bottom and gradually work her way up.
You want me to hang on to that for you?
Well,
You're checking the queen out, aren't they?
if you left that queen there, there'd be, in this yard, there'd be a gazillion bees on it before the end of the day. I had a couple of years ago, I had tied up. Queen cage should always be to one side. If you have regular foundation, I'm going to put it to this side, because they have to have access to that screen. If they don't have access to the screen and you put another sheet of foundation up against it, the next time you open your queen cage in 3 days, or your colony in 3 days, you're going to have a dead queen. Now they've all worked their way back, so we're going to wet them down again. Now the easy part. You got to shake this vigorously, because if you don't do so, bees are able to hang on to a piece of glass. They can really hang on to a piece of wood. So you want to shake that quite vigorously to be able to get all the bees out. In this one, normally you'll have a pile of bees just like this, You notice they're not at all aggressive. You want to move them away from the bottom board, or move them around in a standard equipment, so that you don't set your frames down in them. And not like a lot of people, I never recommend that you leave frames out or leave the box in the hive. And it's done. Wow. And I didn't get stung. People like for me to put the bees in their equipment.